players. Whilst I'm also, part of the players, I give comments, before even the match.
Very well.
And I realize I have something. So if this coach has given me this opportunity, he's telling me that I have something to do in future. And then I went to for some reason, I have to leave. That same year, I retired. That was 93. I retired 93 after 21 years of active football, and to Olympics. And the same thing, I went there, and they were having some challenges. I said they should give me the chance. I can change the situation of the technical direction. They were having some problems. I mean, the way they respect me, so they gave me the chance, and I took over. I played 9 consecutive matches without a loss. I remember I had a problem with the Olympics. You remember it's famous. Some people do ask me, why were you substitute and refused to come out? And I told them that I was then the coach, a coach player, though there was somebody assisting me. But I know the sort of telepathy is there that I'm the final person who should give the
decision.
The decision. And I didn't just come, to head that, position just by chance. And what I'm doing, so, human being, there's always some sort of way to frustrate you. So come out. I look at it. What is it? We went to the recess. I give them what I want to be done because I was in charge. And we were playing well. And I told them what should be done. When things are not they wanted to. And I look and they were changing me. I have to change myself. If I know I can't play, I will change myself. But not in this situation. So I refuse to come
Interesting historic perspective you're giving us here. And if you just joined us, we're spending time with the legendary Mohamed Polo, an Africa Cup of Nations winner and one who has tasted glory on the domestic scene with winning a minimum of 6 titles with the glorious Accra Hearts of Oak. We're taking a look at what is the thought behind his presentation of a 5-year development plan to His Excellency the President of Ghana. Now, you presented this. Ideally, in terms of development and promotion of the game, it's the Ghana Football Association. We didn't see any element of the Ghana Football Association in that gesture that you made to the presidency. Is there any reason why? Have you had a chat with them? Because they are the principal, workers or the principal movers of the agenda for development of football.
Yeah, I think you're right. Before, I got to that level, that is why you asked me. You see, I've dodged all these, questions, and you still coming with it. You see, I tried to explain, how I even became a coach. And I've been in coaching course. I've been to Germany on attachment, and then I have, my course with in Pram through this. We've been through it, but something is a gift. You don't waste it, and a gift, need to be given to others who needed it. So, after going through all this process, I've been a coach since '93, up to date. So, if my understanding of how football looks like, as a technical, every coach has his philosophy, and that is the difference, with every coach to win him a match. And apart from the fact that you need to have quality players today, you see people buying players here and there. They need quality. Even that, they having challenges. Are they not good coaches? There are, but a coach who worth its salt, is coach, who can innovate things, who see things in a different way, can add some value when it's possible. If you are lucky to have players who can give you what you want, fine. But if you can add value, you see that you are always there. But the situation is not like that. Today, the question you ask, yes, before I did all these people are in the know-how.
Okay.
All of them are in the NOAC.
So the Ghana FA are aware of this 5-year development plan. Have you submitted it to them as well? Have you given it to them as well?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Have they shown the kind of interest that you're hoping they will show?
Very, 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 very. It started with the launch of my book.
Okay.
You know, and I invited, I invited the president, but for some reason he couldn't come. But fortunately, the GFA president came, and a very tight schedule. He was traveling that day, and luckily I sent him a text message. I think it was he decided to come, and when he came, the luncheon was we have to give him the chance to express himself why he came, and he will give us a very encouraging words, and that was my day. So anybody who comes to the luncheon, the person really have polo at heart. Even though some people may not, be there for some reason, and I know, they were there with me in spirit, and I saw it.
Do you feel that you have told the story, your football story in full, in the book that you launched? Do you think? I mean, when you sit back and you reflect, do you feel that there are aspects of your story which you need to add, maybe like in a second volume or otherwise?
Yeah, I think it depends on those who know who polo is. And this gentleman, Ni Anidaso, is done well. It was one of the sports writers who started. He was a graphic guy. I always forget his name. Okay. He died so early. Very young man like that.
Samuel Kainte.
Samuel, oh God.
The late Samuel Kainte.
Yes, the late. May so rest in peace. He started it. And just like that, he feels like God called him. And this gentleman came up. And he has followed me since my journey. Because if he's giving my story as if he has seen, me in everything. And it is true, he has seen. Because if I've read the book myself, I'm seeing the picturesque of what polo looks like. But, there is a lot to be told about polo.
Okay.
Especially those who knew who polo looks like.
Very well. Now, we're still on development and how you'd want to see things go currently, or how you'd want to see things go in present day. You are looking forward to building an academy. And currently, I know you're raising resources, you are putting resources together to get that done. Yeah. Now, what kind of development structure are you proposing, to the presidency regarding how our development structure should look like? For instance, there are those who argue that now we should move towards the academy system. There are those who say, oh, the academies are just in there to do business, they are selling players and all of that. Where do you stand on this regarding the proper structure we should lay for the juvenile level?
Yeah, I think everything in life has an advancement. We saw what coach football looks like, where it's coming from, and coach football is the love of the game and the passion that people have, and they gather youngsters to play. But this is something in an advanced way, the academy.
Okay.
But
so you agree with the academy system?
Yes, I do.
Very
but
well.
That doesn't, trashed away from, the course.
Completely.
Completely.
Okay.
Because, the course may go there and then, resurrect some people, or, on earth, somebody, and then the academy will come and pick it from there and continue from where it is. Because the course are just, the love of footballers, they want to play. But course, technically, they have something they are putting in place. They have some structures. And without the structures, comparative course, it's nothing to talk about. So course is an advanced stage. So I feel, it has to go, this depending of, but it has to go with quality of what we want to, implant or infuse into the youngsters.
Okay.
Because we have a style of football.
Okay.
We have, we've seen the quality of football that Ghana has produced from time immemorial, even now. But it looks as if that trend is coming, down.
Why is our style of football, eroding? You're saying that it looks like it's coming down. Why? What is it that we're doing to erode our style of football?
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing is that the technical direction of our football is going, European style.
Okay.
Because academy is taking, the space is taking every control because they want the players to play the European, style so that when you go there you can be. But no, that is totally, unacceptable to me. Because if you are trained, if you have your style of football, and you are trained the way, our style of football, goes with even those we know that plays the quality, including myself. Because those of us who play that quality are those who made a mark. Even qualification to the World Cup, playing at the World Cup, we saw what the quality of our football looks like. You could see the brand of our football. To the extent that, we nearly went to the semi-finals when Suarez and that was the fourth time, if I'm not, no, the third time. 2010. And Ghana football, you could see. But all of a sudden, it goes up, down, up, down.
What are you suggesting? What are you proposing we do to remedy that situation of having our own identity for our football so that the European style doesn't seep into it or erode
what? Yes, yeah. Exactly.
What are you suggesting in your plan?
That is why I'm putting this, the brand in place. The introduction of our brand. Okay. Because these are youngsters, this generation, they are coming, they don't even know.
Okay.
They don't know. So
if we're asked to describe, because we keep talking about the brand, and somebody just wants to understand in very simple terms, what is our style of play? I mean, you mentioned to the president that we have what we called agro football. Yeah. Okay, so what is agro football like? Yeah. Is agro football a systematic, slow-paced passing game? Yeah. Is it something that is always maybe running on the wings and playing attacking football? What is our identity of football?
Our identity, in short, very short term, is that we have to play. We have to produce, some sort of quality, which we have. All these players who have that quality, who won us that laurels, have that quality, have that identity. If I mention it, you get it. We have players who are flair, players who have artistry in their game, players who are creativity, players who are confidence on the ball. If you look at these players that went through the process and won us, you accept that players who were then, who made it in that, generation and gave us that interesting, game, have that quality.
Okay. So the style of play should encompasses artistry, skill, and confidence and flair, as you put it, and creativity.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is what defines our game.
Yeah.
Is that it? The Ghanaian game?
Exactly.
Okay, so now going forward, into the future, if your plan is implemented or is adopted by the FA fully, what kinds of changes do you expect to see, or should we all see, in the way our national teams are organized and on the general scale of our club football at different levels? What changes should Mohamed Polo's development plan bring?
Yeah, I think what I'm trying to do is a general thing that I'm trying to infuse. I'm not doing it a one-sided thing, just around Accra and stop there.
Okay.
I'm going throughout the region. That is, that is where my my vision has expanded to.
Okay, so you want to go around the regions to
Yes.
do what exactly? To do recruitments of players, or to teach, or to do what?
Yeah. Somebody that is a very good question. I'm going there to introduce that brand to them. By taking them through a certain process
Okay.
of technical direction.
Okay.
And I tell and I leave a sort of mark there, because I have to have some people to work with in every region that. So we put this mark there for them to carry that. But before I do that ones, I'll pick, the best ones, because I cannot pick everybody. At least the lucky ones, but the best ones, and bring them down. And then I will, take them through myself. As I've left a mark over there, a technical direction, then I'll be okay. I mean, we are in Ghana, so once a while, I liaison with them and find out what they're doing. You understand?
Yeah.
And then if it's even possible, at a point in time for some a first year of my because I said it's 5 years during my plan. First year, I have to go around with even the players that I have. I train them.
Okay.
I train them and go playing some matches.
In wrapping up our conversation, Mohamed Polo, I would want to know what your plan is as well regarding, getting technical people and training them with the Mohamed Polo prescription for developing our football, so that years on, when your energy,
no more.
your energy cannot push
carry
you
me, yeah.
and carry you along, they can carry on. What is the plan on the technical side as well? You've talked about players, but what will be the plan on the technical side as well to get technical people moving with these ideas?
Yeah, it's wherever I will go, I ensure that I have people who are very interested. But before then, I have to, get some of the youngsters who are because there are players who are just retired recently. If I look at some of them, who are very sober, they want to learn. I know them. Life, if people who wants to learn, when you see them, they listen. They listen to what you say. But there are some, they feel they also play, they know. I mean, it's normal. You can't get everybody to, to throw what you want, but you have some people. And I feel, going around even throughout the regions, there's going to be some youngsters who will be interested, with the idea that I'm coming. And I'll see, if I can, get them together to leave that, inspiring, direction that I have for them to carry on. I know, whatever it is, I have to let you know that this is my line. Definitely, you may have your addition. There is no problem with that. Life is full of, what do we call it? Ideas. Definitely. But this is how I want you to go with what. So if you add something to it, there's no problem. In life, there is always an additional, thing that you may have, because you look at something and you think it should be done this way, and you want to do this. I don't have a problem, but this is my line. Make sure that you go with my line for me to see what comes up, because what I am going to do when I bring my youngsters to you, because I'm going to take the lucky ones, that I'm going to get in, they will play football, and everybody will say yes. This is Agroma, the brand that I'm talking about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mohamed Polo. We're very grateful to you for the time. But just before we call it a show, I'd like you to send a message to the family of Christian Atsu. He's one of the people who I'm sure brought smiles to your faces, gave you, reasons to reminisce on what you used to do as youngsters?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. If I look at Achu, I watched some of the clips and you could see the quality that he has, and so soon he just, but he has done a lot. Going through what we had. No, I think he's done do a very short time. He's done something that people who even live 100 years will not do. 50 years will not do. 70 years will not do. 31 years with what he has done, with the sort of the sort of support that he has given to those who don't have, because he's telling his stories that he went through it, and whatever he was doing, you could see that he is doing it, and that because he feels these people need it, and those who need it, appreciate it. And that is what you can imagine what the way how these people would miss Achu. Yeah. You can imagine. So we know, and God does things in His own way. Nobody will question it. Only God knows the quality of football. We were all asking, because all of a sudden, not until he came out with himself, we didn't know that it is because of injury that he relaxed and he was not having playing time and other things. But you could see that he started coming up again. And even before this disaster, I learned he scored some beautiful goals. Yeah. You see how life is. So why should I have something like this, which nobody has come out with it? We were not taught the technical of agro football. We were just playing it. It was just coming, and it can't happen that way. So fortunately, I am coming with it. I want to do it practically. It's not theory. Practically, how it is done. So that flair will come in, artistry will come in, creativity will come in, confidence will come in with all the skills, which I could imagine. I've seen Achu. He has all these things. Wow. He has all the quality. And that is why I say we have talents in the system. And if they are taught what I'm bringing up, we will see a lot of Achus, Mohamed Polos, Apeti Peles. You mentioned them. Asians, we have them.
We do have them in
We do have them in abundance. But
Nathaniel Atto speaking to Mohamed Polo here on the Joy Sports Link. Hello. 10 minutes to 1 in our studios, Joy 99.7 FM. The book ended that conversation in a very good way. Christian Achu is the name that everybody is talking about, obviously because of the way he went and left us, but also for what he did. As you heard in the news on the hour when Fred Smith let us know that the 1 week observation is currently ongoing at the Adringano Park. I was there about 2 hours ago, just before coming to the studio, and this is the report I put together. But before that, I'll just go onto the phone lines to one of our colleagues in the multimedia group who is also there as well, Mavis Abando. Hello, Mavis.
Hi, Gary.
Yes, I was with you just about an hour ago, but I understand since I left, more people have come in and there's a bit more update.
Yes, thank you, Gary. And as you have already said, you were here, so you have already filed some reports on it. But now, after you left, some of the Black Stars ex-players came, and currently I'm in their midst. I'm with Derek Watting, former Black Stars player. So we'll talk to him live on Joy FM to ask him how he also feels today. Hi, Derek. Well, you're welcome and live on Joy FM.
Thank you.
I know it's a sad moment, but hear from your own part, how do you feel? Today is the 1 week. I learned the funeral itself has been scheduled to 17th March at the front at the forecourt of the Fifth House. How is the feeling like today?
The turn-up wasn't bad, but this is not what we want together. We want to gather when to have fun, not to come and bury our brother or come to our brother's 1 week or something like that. But it's really, really sad, and I'm hoping that everything will go well. We really, really miss him. Me personally, I have a very good relationship with him. We talk a lot on the social media, on WhatsApp. We talk on phone. Whenever he has any some problems, he call me. He told me so many things. So it's really, really sad to be here at this moment. It's not. I don't know what to say. I'm so speechless. I'm very, very speechless right now.
Very speechless. That's Derek watching that you can hear. But what are some of the memories that you can share with us too?
I remember the first time we went to the national team. I was there, and that time we were living in the house and coming from home to training at Accra Sports Stadium. And I saw him playing in training, and I said, "Wow, who is this?" So after the training, we came and look. To be honest with you, it's not because of he's dead. That's why I want to say good things about him. He's one of the respectful young players I've ever seen in the national team. He's so respectful. It doesn't matter who he is, what team is he playing for. And I remember him in the first training, the way he was playing. I asked myself, "Wow, who is this?" So in my head, I know that we found Abed Pele in our generation. So it's really, really sad to witness something like that.
Wow. There's Derek watching that you heard him also sharing his feelings and his memories with Christian Chasam Achu. I have with me the former Black Stars captain. Tonado Apia is also here. Let me go to him. He also says how he feels and then his memories with Achu. You're welcome
to mourn with the family.
17th of March is the final right scheduled. So will you guys be around?
For sure, if we are here today, that means that the funeral day we will be there for sure. We will still come in our numbers to pay our last respect to our brother.
Thank you for speaking with us. So that was Tonado Apia, former Black Stars captain, who also shared his memories and how he feels at the 1 week of Christian at school. I'm now with okay. Let me see if I can talk to Asamoah to also share how he feels today, because you can see they are all sad. Please, you're live on Joy FM. You're live on Joy FM. This is the 1 week celebration of your own brother, Christian Achu. So please share some of the memories that you shared with him on Joy FM for us.
Yeah, I think I've said it all over again, but because he is somebody very close to my heart. The confidence that the boy has had in me when we were in camp was amazing. It's sometimes I feel like I'm not God, but the kind of confidence and the trust he had in me was amazing. Anytime he sees me, he always blesses me, saying good things about me. And what I like about him, anytime he sees me, all is about blessing. Keep blessing me and everything. And sometimes I do ask myself, what has this boy seen? Because he always tells me anytime I'm in a game, he feels like we're unbeatable. No team can beat us. So anytime I'm injured, sometimes they come to my room and all these things. Anytime sometimes he just sees me and starts laughing. Sometimes I ask myself, only God knows what he's thinking. And looking at the best like that, it's a huge blow for myself and a huge blow for Ghanaians and the whole wide world. Honestly, it has never been the past 2 weeks. But here we are now. We are here to support them. We move on.
Your videos on social media with why that? Is it for his memory or what?
Yeah, for his memory, because I couldn't hide the pain. And, sometimes people don't know what goes on behind the scene. But this is the situation now, and I feel like it's time. It's very unfortunate. We didn't expect this to happen. Somebody like him, somebody who people depend on, touching life. We weren't expecting something like this. it was an accident, but not for a player like Achu.
Thank you for saying that. So that's someone John from left-hand captain who spoke with us. I'm so but you can see, as you can see, we're back together now. So I'll end it here. I'll wrap it up.
Thank you so much.
Handle it over to you and the studio over there. Whatever goes on here, we'll record and bring it back to
Thank you so much. So that's Mavis Amano of our sister station Adum 106.3 and also Asempa 104.7. You can, if you want to watch it, she will be on television in about 2 minutes. That's why she had to go on the Joy News 1 p.m. news shortly, and she'll be bringing a live report on television. So if you heard it on radio, you can see the television version in about a minute or so. Time check here. It's approaching 1 p.m. on the Joy Sports Link on this Saturday. And like I said, I was there at the Adringano Park, and this is what I saw. It's a spot of color on a somber, dark occasion. There's red, there's yellow, there's green of the Ghanaian colors here through the Ghana Supporters Union, and also through flowers that have been specially brought, we understand, from the various regions of the country just to celebrate an icon that has left us. The great and the good of Ghanaian society have been here, led by the sporting fraternity. Former GFA President Kwesi Nyantakyi, incumbent Keto Kraku, Sports Minister Mustafa Usif, and others were here. From the political divide, Alan Kwejo Shomanting made an appearance, the former trade minister. In addition to the various players that he featured with, those who have been able to make the trip down came, but the bulk of them who are still active abroad sent emissaries from their families and also from their various football teams to send some donations in cash and kind to assist with the funeral and burial rites for the late Christian Achu. It's on the Adringano Park, lush and green, with the Adar Traditional Council taking pride of place. Yeah, so that was an earlier report I sent from the Adringano Park, and I was making the point that the Adar Traditional Council were taking pride of place. They came via the 10 clans of the Adar people were all really represented there. Christian was one of the scions, I should say, of one of the 10 clans of the Adar people, and the Mankralo Nenekabu was there also to lead. He came, pomp pageantry. There was a lot of musketry, very traditional, very rich cultural heritage. It was just not a somber occasion. You feel was an occasion for the Adar people to also show their rich cultural heritage, and it was quite the sight. If you are able to see the videos on my Joy Online and also on our social media pages, especially Joy News and Adom TV, you can see them there as well. This is the Joy Sports Link. We will segue into more football matters. Right now, we'll start the build-up to Asante Kotoko coming into town to face Accra Hearts of Oak. It's the Super Clash. It's on, and it's tomorrow, but there's a lot of drama behind it.
Joy 99.7 FM.
From Fabio Gama, Kwame Poku with a lovely control. Kwame Poku! What a goal! Beautiful, beautiful, awesome, magnificent.
Kevin Amakona behind the ball. And that's a drive in there. That's Great Eliza! Great Eliza comes in for Clote, the experienced forward formerly of Great Olympics. It was just coming from that free kick. And you can see the former goal king getting the goal.
Well defended by Dream, but Asante Kotoko very close. Moro! Back to the left back. Only one thing in his mind. Take that back. And then try that way.
It's the big one. Asante Kotoko are coming down to face Hearts of Oak in the latest installment of the Super Clash. Ghana's two most successful teams. They renew that rivalry. Interestingly, the game will also double as the 2023 President's Cup, played in honor of the sitting first gentleman of the land. Big games define big characters, and players of the two teams will look to make a name for themselves when they play in front of their fans.
About this game, but he knew Olympics could pop up with something, and here they go. Ashikwe goes in with a left-footed cross to his brother, another second. Maxwell Abe makes it 2 for Great Olympics. If I want to go was better, then this one is simply fantastic. But he needed to keep it.
We'll be keeping you covered with what's trending and what's coming ahead of the kickoff that will be tomorrow. In studio with us is the boss of Hearts of Oak's national chapters. And if you've been listening to Joy FM throughout the week, you know exactly why he's here. Elvis Eman Hesse, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Charlie, it's not been an easy week for the coach of Hearts of Oak. And they say, it is you people who are giving him problems. So for the uninitiated, Hearts are coming into this Super Clash at a difficult time. Their record has not been good, and they've been struggling for goals and struggling for wins. The fans and the management are on opposite ends of the understanding spectrum. The management, as we know, are keeping faith with the Serbian Slavko Matic. The fans say it is their hearts that are being toyed with, and so they will not have that much patience for Slavko Matic. Matters have taken a head this week with supporters apparently threatening to not allow Slavko Matic to take training with the players and following through with that threat yesterday. So I'd like to ask you, Elvis Emanesi, as boss of the supporters, what is your side of the story?
Thank you once more, Gary. And let me say good afternoon to your listeners, especially my supporters, Accra Hearts of Oak supporters, and also your listeners. They should forgive me for my voice. We've not had good rest because of the match that will take place tomorrow. In fact, being here today, I think we should be talking about how to promote the game, because
it's all part of the promotion.
Sure. But it has taken the beauty. I mean, the actions of my supporters yesterday, it's at the center of most of the news, and I think that shouldn't be the case by now. We should be promoting the game, especially because stadium attendance is an issue in the last few years, and I was expecting that by now we should find time to promote the game and see how we can get supporters back to the stadium. But all the same, I think what happened yesterday at the Pubiman Training Academy, once again, I want to reiterate that it's unfortunate and that the NCC has no hand in it. We have disassociated ourselves from that action.
Is it the entire NCC or some of the NCC? Because as I will play now, this is Kobe Jones, the PRO of the NCC. You are the boss of the NCC. Let's hear from Kobe Jones, and let's see if you can answer how you dissociate yourself from what he told the media before the actions.
Okay.
So, I mean, some of the supporters, some section of the supporters, which of course I support them because I believe the coach is not doing well. That is what we want to do.
Let me play that again.
So, I mean, some of the supporters, some section of the supporters, which of course I support them because I believe the coach is not doing well. That is what we want to do. If the management will not prevent him, they will not take him there out from being on the touchline. We will resist this because we believe he will not help us, and we'll do that.
And how do you intend on ensuring he's not there?
So don't worry. We'll get to the bridge. We'll cross it.
So that's Kobe Jones speaking there. He was speaking to Michelle Quinn of the Joy Sports team. When he said this, Mish asked him, you heard, how would you do this? They said, when we cross that bridge, we'll get there. 2 days later or so, we saw Hearts of Oak players physically restraining the coach from taking training. He ended up at the Accra Regional Police Headquarters, reporting himself because he feels unsafe. And now you say, and this is your PRO speaking, now you say you dissociate yourselves. So who do we believe?
Thank you once more, Gary. And like I said earlier, I didn't want to focus too much, or I didn't want to pay too much attention to what happened yesterday. I'd wanted to focus more on promoting the game today. But I respect your listeners. And I would have to definitely...
No, let's say we are speaking to House of Folk fans. Because they who want to know.
Exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you. So, I think this was a later interview, but the first interview Kobe Jones granted, he stated clearly that even though he's the NCC PRO, he was speaking on a different capacity, which the NCC we don't know. But the NCC, we have a way of doing things. When you are the PRO, you are the national chairman, irrespective of your position in the NCC. We take decisions collectively. We form a quorum. Sometimes if we have to vote, we do it, and then we take a decision. So going out there to say that he was not speaking for the NCC, these are issues that we'll look at. We don't want to take our focus from the match, but the NCC is definitely going to meet and look at his actions. Yeah, so because we have to be able to interpret when any of the executives can go out of their own, and say today I represent this, and today those things I don't think will be good for the NCC.
Sure.
We need to be able to unite and do things collectively as a body. And so for him to go that tangent, I have stated clearly that it was very unprofessional on his part, and I said that I expected him to know better, looking at his career, as a media person and his long-standing, football. Yeah. So it's unfortunate, but as the chairman, I also have another obligation to unite my people. Yeah. And especially going into a match like the one we're going to play tomorrow, I still need to manage whatever happened yesterday, and I still need to make sure that I get the supporters together. So I would want to put the Kobe Jones issue behind me, even though we would settle it at the level of the NCC. We would definitely ask the relevant questions when somebody can go out and say this and come back, and we will look at it. And as the chairman, I will insist on that, because I believe that if Kobe Jones at least should have called me, to discuss with me, we don't need to be, we don't need to have solid relationship to work for the club. Yeah. We all came from different backgrounds. We will agree to disagree. But when it comes to relevant issues, I believe that you can pass an information. The chairman can say, I disagree. Yeah. But you can go about it this way, and then we get it. And also to end it, I am saying that we do not support this very incident because, one, the coach is an expatriate,
Yeah, there are implications.
Yeah, there are implications. So I am very thankful that they didn't discuss it with me. They did it behind me because they know I am not going to support it. Sure. I am an immigration officer for 18 years.
Oh, all right.
Exactly. So I understand.
That puts the discussion in the whole...
Exactly. I've been an immigration officer for 18 good years. Wow. So I understand the diplomatic issues. So if they are discussed with me, perhaps they know I wouldn't be part of it. And apart from being, taking my work into, we have players who play in Serbia. We have other Ghanaian workers who work in Serbia, and these things can... So I believe there are a lot of ways. Coaches are asked to step aside every time. We hear about it.
Around the world,
Around the world. We do it in a nice way. Management can invite the coach and say, look, the supporters are after you. We advise that this match you don't go. This can be done. We don't need to, so... actually, I'm not happy with it, and I want to be very bold that it is not the way to go. And so going into the future, it's not only about Heart of Folk. I'm talking to my brothers from Kumasi, Asante Kotoko, and other clubs that we should find ways of addressing such issues, So back to the game.
But just something I wanted you to educate us on. Okay. I want us to go away from the Kobe Jones thing, but you mentioned that you've been an immigration officer. So if you could kindly educate us. I mean, I've also been wondering if they are, and we've seen this with other clubs, King Faisal fans, then they are angry, then they go and attack their expatriate coach, then Adriana, then Kotoko, Zachariason, from the immigration point of view, this is just an education. You talked about what could happen if he went to training and somebody touched him?
Exactly.
What could be the effect to the person, first of all, and then to Hearteful as an entity who brought him here and under whose auspices he's working in Ghana?
Gary, it's a different topic we would have to treat, but actually...
No, but you see, football fans have to understand the implications of what they do.
There are a lot of implications.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I don't know about the Serbian embassy, but I know about other embassies and the way they don't joke with their citizens.
Yeah.
Okay, so the coach is under contract. He's supposed to be at the training grounds at all times. He's supposed to be, he has signed a contract. I remember, let me give you an example. When Boadu was being sacked, some of us said, no, the timing was wrong. But management still took a decision to sack him because it is the duty of management or the board to hire or fire.
Yeah.
So we can say we don't want it. What if the management or boss say they still want the coach? They will keep him. We can shout, we can do whatever, they will keep him. So back to your question, the implications are many, okay? The embassy sometimes can get involved. They can write to the Ghana government, and people can even exaggerate the issues. Okay, for instance, I learned the coach was at the police station citing instances where he said he was touched. Maybe he was not touched. Maybe nobody touched him.
Yeah.
Okay, but he has gone to the police station. He has gotten himself a medical report. And I think FIFA also frowns on these things, okay? And we, as a model club, and recently we were thinking about playing in the African Super League. We want to go far in the Champions League. These are some of the things that sometimes would bring us back. So immigration implications are there, football implications are there. It is not something
because if he's able to prove that he was touched, and he even goes he can even ask FIFA that he wants to go out of the contract.
Exactly.
And Hearteful will have to pay compensation.
That's why I said I wouldn't want to put a lot of things out there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, for example, when we arrest foreigners, okay, if you check immigration cells, it's not like the police cells.
Yeah.
Yes, because of the diplomatic implications.
Sure. I mean, they chill.
Exactly. Where they sleep. They are given some, no matter the offense.
Yeah.
Okay, they are made comfortable. There are times even we have to hand them over to the embassy.
Sure.
So these issues, you see it like then tomorrow it degenerates.
But I really hope. I mean, every instance for me is an opportunity to learn. It's a learning curve, a learning experience. And I'm thinking that I know you said that after the game, for your sake, if you when you have got 3 points, for your sake, you can revisit this, and it can be an opportunity, I'm thinking, to educate fans, that Charlie, you don't just touch people.
Not at all. And Gary, the most surprising thing?
Yeah.
After our match against AS Bamako, me being the chairman was accused of inciting supporters against a board member.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I have been visiting the police station. And sometimes the police people, they get surprised that anytime they invite me, I'm there. And I say, yes, because I've not committed any offense. Yeah. I am not that type of a person. I won't incite anybody. And I believe that if you incite supporters against a management member, a board member, or a technical team member, the same supporters tomorrow will come after you, the chairman, when they disagree with you. Okay, so I wouldn't incite supporters against people because the same people tomorrow will come after me.
Okay. Especially in Ghana
football. You lose one match and they're like, where is our chairman?
Yeah.
He's not performing his duties. So I don't like going that tangent at all. I would prefer to educate my supporters to do the right things. I don't care whether you vote me out of my position. As long as I know I am right and this is the way to go, there is more than football. Sometimes we have to look beyond football.
Let's talk about the match now. Of course, Joy, if you want to use the platform to entreat supporters to look beyond these issues and come to the stadium, who will be on the bench?
At the moment, surprisingly, I don't know.
You don't know, okay.
Yeah, I don't know because yesterday management issued a press statement on the incident, but management didn't indicate whether the coach will be at the bench or not. So tomorrow we'll all be looking from the stands to see whether he will be on the bench or not. But whatever it is, and let me also state that I don't even have problem with whether Coach Matic is on the bench or not.
Yeah.
My problem is how he was. The treatment is what I didn't like.
Yeah.
And I want to also state emphatically to the supporters that I agree with them that Coach Matic is not performing well.
Yeah.
Same way Boydu was not performing and he was asked to step aside. I believe that Coach Matic is not getting us the results. And in Hearts of Oak, when you are not getting consistent with your results, you have to get ready to be fired. Yeah. It is just the approach that I want to state, because many people are saying it the other way. It is just the approach that I don't like. So going into the match tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to know whether it will be on the bench or not.
That's a technical decision.
That's a technical decision. But whatever it is, what we are looking out for our supporters is to get a win. And some of us have been going here and there, trying to make sure that the boys are motivated, trying to, whatever we believe in, whether prayers or so, we do pray for them, so that God will give them the necessary luck that they deserve tomorrow. Hearts of Oak supporters deserve to be happy tomorrow.
Yeah, nice one. So just by the way of background, I mean, Hearts have had 6 coaches in the last 2.5 years. 6 coaches, and that's a lot.
Yeah, a lot. And sometimes we supporters are also to be blamed for it.
Course,
yeah, sometimes we call for their head. Yeah.
So, and the first indications, from our checks, and as we have reported this week, suggest that the hierarchy intends sticking by the Serb. And Herman here has said that, I mean, even if the supporters don't want it, they are laid down procedures by which that should be done. Hearts are coming into this game on, a poor patch. They've been knocked out of the FA Cup, currently sit on the Premier League table, not been winning a whole lot recently. What do you, or what can you say supporters should come to the stadium to witness tomorrow? Considering all this that is not going well.
Yeah, I know it's difficult for the supporters, but I'll still entreat them that when we are playing against Kotoko, it's a different ball game. It's a different thing. We can't play against Kotoko and the stadium is empty, especially when the president will also be there with the guest, the Guinean president as well. I think that we should try as much as possible to put behind the incidents of yesterday and also our 2 matches that we lost at Accra Sports Stadium. People should remember that when we are playing against Kotoko, that is the only time we unite properly. And a win against Kotoko, even if we do not win the league, at least we'll put some smiles on the faces of my supporters. Yeah. So I am entreating them. For those who have already stated that they are not coming, they are the reasons why I'm in the studio today. Because monitoring from our social media platforms and also our WhatsApp platforms, it's like a lot of the supporters don't want to come.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is because they don't have faith in the team. Yeah. But please, I want to call on them to put everything behind them. Yeah, the boys will surprise them tomorrow. And whenever we are playing against Kotoko, irrespective of our form, especially Hearts of Oak, we are always the better side. So we are coming in as underdogs because of the current situation and our performance in the last 2 games. But hey, my supporters out there, please try and come to the stadium. And let's have, let's get the boys, going in the match. I know it will be a difficult match because over 20 or 30% of our players are new when it comes to Hearts of Oak Kotoko games.
Yeah, they've never played before.
They've never played it before. So this is not a time for the hula baloos and for these conflicts here and there. Please, let's get to the stadium tomorrow and cheer the guys.
And here is the coach, Slavko Matic.
Champion or no? Yes, next game will show. Next game will show, definitely. We are ready to be champion or no, because we have more games. Win against Asante Kotoko. But like this, referees, we have big problem. I'm waiting some reaction, but we don't have any reaction. This is not first time. I'm very disappointed with these things. No football things.
Slavko Matic, it's been a running theme. To be fair to him, he's been very cultured in the way he's addressed the refereeing issues. He's not attacked any referee so far, but we'll talk about the refereeing across the league because too many people are complaining about officiating this season.
Okay.
And it's a problem, And he was just giving a hint about how he didn't like the officiating in the last 2 games or so. And I'm sure you have your own opinions about that. Hearts fans have said that if the players are playing well, they have to take their own referees into the ring. Azuma Nelson style and all that. So anything you want to tell us about the prize when where are supporters meeting? How are they getting to the stadium? How much are they paying for the neutrals who are not part of the official chapters? Anything? Let's hear you.
Sure. For the ticket, if you want to buy with your phone or you want to buy the e-ticket, then you do star 711 hash, and then you follow the procedures, and then you'll be able to purchase your ticket.
Star
I think
711 hash.
Yes, I think I get it right. Yes,
sure,
star 711 hash. Then you follow the procedures. I think the tickets are going for 50, 70, 100 or so. Yeah. So wherever you belong, either you want to belong at the VVIP, the upper terrace, the Osu stand, wherever you can purchase the ticket. And for those who want to buy the ticket also, because they don't know how to do it, they should get to the stadium on time. There will be volunteers around who would assist them to purchase their ticket online.
Kickoff is still same?
It's still same, yes. 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Yeah, for the Kotoko Heart of Oak reasons in the past, so we are not being able to play at 6 p.m. So I think the supporters should come. We do not expect.
Monday is a holiday, Charlie. Come.
Exactly. We don't want to see empty stadium tomorrow.
We want to see, in fact, both sets of fans.
Exactly.
Although you would want to see more Hearts fans.
Yeah, but because we are doing better than the Kotoko fans recently,
in terms of
attendance, even though
which is rare.
To be honest with you, because sometimes when I watch Kotoko games and I'm like, wow, is this Kumasi? Yeah, I get worried myself, but I think our own is a bit better. So I am even wondering if the Kotoko supporters are coming. But I am entreating all of them. They should all come, both Kotoko and Hearts of Oak. But I want to see more of our supporters tomorrow. We are going to do our thing. We are going to distribute the balloons. We are going to distribute
you have balloons?
Things. Yeah, we do distribute balloons. Sometimes you see some red, yellow. We do. It's the national chapters that normally distribute it to our supporters. So we are going to distribute it, but we want to see them in their numbers.
Okay, I know sometimes there are busing arrangements. Is there anything... busing arrangements for this game or not for this one?
Yeah, Gary, to be honest, because of the
I know.
We were not able to plan properly, to be honest with you. So there is no busing arrangement for tomorrow. It's unfortunate, and we apologize for that. Ideally, it is the duty of the Greater Accra Regional Chapters Committee to be organizing buses. Okay. But I think
maybe from adjoining towns and cities and stuff like that.
And for big games like this, we do. But I have been informed that the Kumasi people are coming, the Chapter 9, and the Kumasi supporters, all of them are, fixing their buses, to get to Accra tomorrow.
All right. I'm told you have to leave and go and do some pre-match stuff as well. Thank you very much for your time, and we really appreciate it. And thank you for being such a gent about some of the activities that have happened this week. We don't want these stories in our football.
Not at all. You travel a lot.
You don't like a coach.
Yeah.
There is a way to do things.
You see, me as I sit here.
Yeah.
That I think some few weeks ago when the coach attacked supporters.
Yep.
You remember?
I remember.
That the supporters are not coming to the stadium. I was in a car. I was driving to Kumasi with some of my people, my deputies. We were going to have a chapter meeting. And I told them, look, this coach didn't speak well.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to get back at him because we are not getting the results. Sometimes we just have to be strategic. So for those who were close to me, they knew I said it in the car that, hey, the coach didn't speak well. In Hearts of Oak, when you get the results, the supporters will automatically come. Our orientation is not good.
Yeah.
Like that of Europe when they are losing matches and
you still see thousands of people coming.
So it will take time for us to change the orientation of our supporters. Yeah. So the only thing for you to do is to get us the results. Yeah. Then automatically they come to the stadium. So personally, I didn't like the way he spoke, but I didn't go back to attack him.
Yeah.
Yes, just because I didn't think it was the right time. And I didn't also think that was what we needed at that moment. So Gary, I'm very much grateful to you.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so Elvis Herman Hesse, right?
Sure, from Osu. I cherish my name.
I know, Herman Hesse. What's the Osu name?
No, in my part of Osu, no, so only English names.
I know. So Librich, you guys do Librich. There's Herman. There's,
yes. You mean the different?
We have different ones.
The Swanica.
The Swanica.
Yes.
No.
The Lutrots.
No, the Hesses.
You mean the Hesses?
The middle names. Yes. So
okay, the Herman.
Yes.
The Ladbridge.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
There are several names.
Oh, you know.
We had one, Beryl Hesse.
Okay.
Beryl, she's a twin.
Okay.
Beryl Richter.
Yes.
Hesse.
Yes,
so I know the middle names are what you use to distinguish.
Yes, the middle names. They are very unique.
They are very unique to you guys. And the German things that you people do.
Yeah, we are Germans actually.
All All right.
Thank you, Gary.
Happy Independence Day.
Yes, same here,
happy
Gary.
Ghana Premier League tomorrow, and hopefully, for your sake, you win the President's Cup.
Oh, Gary, I'm very much grateful. I think today you are declaring where you are. I will come and give you a jersey. I gave Moshoshu a jersey last week. Okay. So, I am hunting for the phobian journalists who are trying to hide their identity. And so when I identify them, I give them a jersey.
I've been asked a lot of times. So in my home, where I'm from, my Ghana home, we are Olympics people.
Okay, that's okay. I understand.
Like Olympics to
only that day.
We are Olympics to the core.
The core. Okay.
Yeah, but me, what can I say? Olympics is not doing anything.
You see, let me tell you the story of just a second about Mr. Fred Papu.
Yeah,
he's also in your situation. They are only people.
Yeah,
but. Fortunately for them, part of them are Heart of Folk, but they don't do Kotoko. But there are also some only core people who really do Kotoko as an alternative.
Yeah, I know. So I know a few family houses in Teshi, particularly, who are Oli and Kotoko and not Hearts.
And until today, I didn't know you were Ghana.
Well,
I thought it was the Fanti Gary house.
Exactly. It's something I get all the time. For many reasons. The name, but I'm Niai.
I understand now. Yeah.
I'm 100% Ghana.
Wow. I never knew.
Yeah,
it came to me as a shock.
It doesn't help. The donation is also not there. So
no, all of us are lost. If I'm speaking my guy, they correct me a lot.
Sure. So my home is very much Olympics oriented.
Okay.
My mother tells me it's her side but even then, it's not, the house is not inside.
It's not too much. I get it.
It's the only thing.
But from Teshi.
No, I'm from Labadi.
From Labadi,
and my mother is from Asre.
Okay, I get it.
Where the albinos are from.
Gary,
So it's where you come to my family house. It's where you find it's likely you find albinos from Accra Central.
Okay. Then I'm calling on the Gamashi people, the Asene people. I'm calling on the Labadi people. Please come to the stadium tomorrow.
I go home and I see the Hearts people there. They say you people need to do some things you are not doing.
Gary, it's
a long story.
Long story, Gary. Sometimes you get some calls.
And
you're like, you are one man, you can't do everything. And sometimes the times are changing.
I know.
Yeah, you know.
So, I mean, I feel a certain, because Olympics come home. Yeah, they do come home. And in the last 3 or 4 years, I don't know what it is that Olympics as a club are doing, but they are reaching to those of us who didn't grow up and experience because Olympics was not up there. When I was growing up, it was Heart of Folk and Asante Kotoko up there. Olympics, like they came to, I mean, I got calls from some family heads and said,
wow,
and a whole lot of things.
Wow. And they are doing well too.
And some of the things you saw in the background,
we
wow.
We you know, the secrets are coming out. You know?
I never felt that thing because I didn't grow up with it. But when they came and they said, I mean, obviously you put your professional expertise at their
that is very important.
That's
very important.
That's what the House of Folk did. It's hard.
That's
why I've never felt a kinship towards Hearts like that.
I get it.
You know, George, I mean, it's openly.
Yeah, George, and as for Nat, we know where he comes from.
Nat's father was a doctor for Hearts.
I know him.
So that's what Nathaniel.
Yeah, as for you can't run from it.
I follow him.
Exactly. Last 2 weeks ago, I was with him in Asalam. I said, Nat, you can't run from it.
He was baptized in it. Yes. George Ado's father, strong Heart of Folk from the Kwapim side. Yeah. So, but we didn't see.
No, but all of us cannot do us in Kotoko. So only two deserve, so the professionalism.
We'll see. All right, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Gary, and
and tomorrow
wishing you all the best.
Asante Kotoko coming down to face Heart of Folk. If you are so inclined, and I'm hoping you are so inclined, why don't you go to the stadium, star 711. These days everything is electronic. You don't have to come and queue at the stadium. You can just go on your phone right now, get your ticket, you go, you show it at the gate, and things have improved quite tremendously. There's beverage stands and stuff like that. If you want to bring your family out and treat you to go as well, and we'll be there to watch the Super Clash. Let's end the segments with that song. Before I go to Fifi Manfred in Kumasi, to give me how I hear the Kotoko fans say, because of what's going on in Heart of Folk, they are going to beat them necessary and superior. Joy 99.7 FM. We are still building up to the Super Clash. It's tomorrow. It's 3 p.m. It's the Accra Sports Stadium. Let's go to Kumasi. Fifi Manfred, thank you very much for joining us from Kumasi. Fifi, can you hear me?
Hello, Gary. I can hear you.
Yes, fantastic. So you've heard from Elvis Herman Hesse. First of all, let me ask you, what has been the reaction from both Asante Kotoko and Hearts of Oak fans in Kumasi to everything that's been happening with the Phobians this week?
Thank you very much, Gary. Funny enough, I really also spoke to Hesse this morning on Love. We heard from Kobe Jones, and Kobe Jones's posture is like he doesn't really care. He doesn't see any issue with this. I mean, he knows that a lot of people are disappointed. A lot of neutrals, a lot of people think that's not the right thing to do, are disappointed. But he doesn't think that there's anything, there's any issue, because he just wants results from Hearts of Oak. And when we open the phone lines here in Kumasi, most of the Hearts of Oak faithfuls also do think that, you know what, if this is what they can do to make sure that they win against Asante Kotoko, then they do not really care like that. In as much as not the right thing to do, if they are playing against Asante Kotoko, any means possible, they need to beat Kotoko. So you get a sense that from some quarters, they think that coach the coach Macic doesn't want to do some of the things that Hearts of Oak would do before such big games. So if he will not be on at the bench, so that these things can be done, so that Hearts of Oak can beat Kotoko, then fine. And then we could confirm that tomorrow we don't think that Coach Macic is going to be on the bench for Hearts of Oak, and that's the feeling here in Kumasi. When we open, almost everybody that called was a Hearts of Oak fan, and they say that, you know what, it may be.
Hello, Fifi, can you hear me? I think he's having a little problem. Okay, he's back. Yes, we can hear you.
But once you are playing Kotoko today, job that means that
okay, it's buffering a bit. And Fifi Manfred is our man at Love FM in Kumasi. Give us some perspective to the happenings in Hearts of Oak. I was also going to ask him, I'm hoping that the line comes back soon, the connection is restored, so that I can ask him what their thoughts generally from Love FM and the programming they've been putting out and the feelers they've been putting out there, how Kotoko fans are reacting. And from here, we get the impression that a lot of, Kotoko fans, despite the fact that they themselves are not too satisfied with the way Coach Zebo, Seydou Zebo has been handling the team, some of the results they've been getting and all that, they feel confident that they can beat Hearts in Accra, which usually is the case anyway, historically. Fifi, you are back on the phone lines and away from Zoom. Thanks for your time again.
Yes, thank you very much again.
So I was asking, you gave us some good insights about how the Hearts fans are feeling, but what about the Kotoko faithful? We know that they have not been too happy with the way the team has been playing, not even just the results, but the style of the team under Seydou Zebo. We are getting feelers that they feel confident with this quote-unquote confusion in the enemy camp that they will come to Accra and do what Kotoko usually does in Accra against Hearts of Oak.
Yes. That's exactly how almost all the Kotoko fans here in Kumasi do feel. So if you follow closely Kotoko's Twitter handle, just when the news broke yesterday that there was some confusion at Pobiman, they posted pictures from their training ground where their goalkeepers, Isan Ajao, with the two goalkeepers, Frederick Asante, Ibrahim Danlad, were in a tete-a-tete, and they were saying easy dashes or something like that. And they posted pictures of the team in training. To send a message to Kotoko folks that for us, everything is fine. So if you listen to the Kotoko fans this morning in Kumasi, across every radio station, what they said was that they are calm. They know that with what is going on at Accra Hearts of Oak, they have what it takes to go and score them and beat them and take the trophy, get the 3 points, and also get the trophy back to Kumasi. So generally, they see this as a huge opportunity to undo Accra Hearts of Oak, because they find themselves on the ropes as it stands now. So it's a chance for them to get down with Accra Hearts of Oak and then put a better statement on a win and come tomorrow in Accra.
Excellent. So now let's talk about the football proper. We always say that as journalists, we really don't want to focus on the off the pitch issues. Now, if you are going to give us a preview of the game from the player point of view, who should we look out for getting into this game?
So from Kumasi Asante Kotoko, we are certain from Love and Insure that, first of all, Ibrahim Danlad is going to be imposed. In the last few days, there have been some conversation that the young Frederick Asari did man the post very well for Kotoko while Danlad was away. And I think that he did such a very good job.
He did.
You remember in the past when former Kotoko goalkeepers had issues, one of them went to get married. I don't want to mention names. The other person didn't get back into the post and all of those things. They seem to have managed the situation well this time. Ibrahim Danlad was imposed against Bechin. He's possibly going to be imposed. In fact, we are almost certain that he's going to be imposed against Accra Folk. He's the deputy captain of the side. He's experienced, Black Star Teachers, goalkeeper, so he's going to be in there. For centre-back pairing, also, Kotoko seems to have had a very good pairing with Mohamed Alak, former House of player, together with Sharif Mohamed. Very good partnership in the last few games that they played in. From the fullback, Japan will play over there, and of course there's Nicolas Osebon who also play on the other wing. Then in the middle of the pack, that's where Kotoko hasn't really had the stability that they need. But also with the other Mohamed Sharif who have returned from injury back into the team, it means that himself, Agada, captain of the team, we are going to form the
Richard Boedu
in the middle of the pack.
Richard Boedu, you mean?
Yeah, Richard Boedu Agada. Thank you very much. Over here in Kumasi, everybody says Agada instead of the.
I mean, I know in Kumasi there is the nicknames that rule that run the town. Yeah, exactly. Man. Go ahead, please.
So Richard Boedu and then Mohamed Sharif are going to be in the middle of the park, and this is where the big confusion is. People feel that in the games where Lamptey has played, since that issue he had with the PFA and whatnot, he hasn't really come to party with last year. He hasn't really played very well for Kotoko. So the young Ivorian, Eric says, is a player that a lot of the Kotoko fans are hoping to see him in the middle of the park. And I think I'm part of some of these people who think that Zezem merits a start in a game like this. He adds a lot more to the Kotoko midfield than Lamptey. I don't think Lamptey has been sharp enough in the last few games that he has played. So either of Lamptey or Zeze is going to be in the middle of the park alongside Boedu Agadas and then, of course, Sharif Mohamed. Then up front, there is Enoch Morrison, Georges Mfegi, and then Dese Mokola up top. But when Kotoko are without them, it's going to be a 4-4-2. Enoch Morrison and then Lamptey are going to join the midfield two to make it a 4 in the middle of the park, to make it a 4-4-2 with Dese Mokola and then Georges Mfegi up top. So that is generally the possible lineup that we are going to see Kotoko in tomorrow.
Brilliant. Now, I wanted to have a small exercise by myself to, as part of the build-up, short list, if you like, the top 5 players you should look out for. And I came up with one, and you just let me know if you agree with my list.
Okay.
Mukwala, that's Stephen Mukwala, Linda Ntange. Who else would you put there? Mohamed Al-Hassan?
Mohamed Al-Hassan, yes, very, very good player. But then I'd rather put Kotoko's Mohamed Sharif. I think gives them a very good at the back.
Okay. And so, of course, so for the benefit of listeners who, because, I mean, to be honest, not everybody follows the Ghana Premier League as it ought to be. So Mukwala, of course, is Kotoko's top scorer with 8 goals. And he's also gunning for the Ghana Premier League Golden Boot. He failed to turn up in the first round clash in Kumasi, it must be said. Yes. I think tomorrow presents a good opportunity for the Ugandan import to continue with his fine form, right?
Yes. I mean, in the last 2 games, Mukwala seems to be finding his form. I don't know, maybe because there has been a change of shape for Kotoko. I mean, on one of the things that Sadie Zebo said was the reason why he wasn't finding his feet was that there was a connection between the midfield and then the attack.
Yeah.
As it stands now with George's inclusion, it looks like he has gotten that connection in Fegi, that connection between midfield and attack, and Mukwala seems to be scoring in there.
You're still listening to Joy 99.7 FM at 43 minutes after 1 here in our studios in Kokomleme in Accra. We are linking up with our studios in Kumasi. It's Fifi Manfred from Love FM on the line with us, building up to the Super Clash. Hearts of Oak hosting Asante Kotoko tomorrow at 3 p.m. at the Accra Sports Stadium. We are looking at what could be, the top 5 players to look out for. If you just joined us, we've just gone by, spoken to the National Chapters Committee Chairman of Hearts of Oak, Elvis Herman Hesse, who has dissociated himself and the Chapters Committee from remarks from the PRO of the Chapters Committee that suggested that the fans were ready to harm the coach of the side because of non-performance. Also just gone by, we spoke to Mavis Amano from our sister station, Adum TV, who is currently on the grounds here in Accra, where the 1 week observation is being done for the late Christian Achu. There, at the moment, former Black Stars players, including officials of the Professional Footballers Association of Ghana, Tony Bafu and the rest of the crew. When I was there myself, I saw Richard Kinson Olele was just coming in just as I was leaving. Yusuf Chipsa, also a key member of the PFAG. Asamoah Gyan, Stephen Appiah, Derek Boateng, they all spoke on air. And so if you missed that, you can check the Joy Sport or the Joy FM Facebook pages for the interviews that we had with them. They all expressed their sadness at having to meet at such a sad time. So we've done all this here on the Joy Sports link. Let's go back to Fifi Manfred. We've spoken about Stephen Mukwala, who is of Ugandan import, definitely one of the key players to look out for tomorrow. There's another foreign import who will be at the center of things. Linda Mtange, former DR Congo under-20 star, registered in the January transfer window. Tell us about how influential he's been for Hearts of Oak and why he will definitely be one of the first names on the team sheet.
So Linda Mtange, since he joined Accra Oak, has been very, very good. But most especially when he is on the ball, he seems to be that creative force that Hearts of Oak have not had in a long time since Salif Ibrahim Maria's injury. So now with Linda Mtange, he has added that bite up front. But if you look at the last game where Hearts of Oak played against Accra Olympics, where it was a penalty Olympics, Linda seems to be the player that went into the box and then brought down the Olympics player and then gave that penalty away to Accra Olympics. So defensively, it's not the kind of guy that you want to put a lot on in Accra Oak colours. And again, if you look at the possible lineup from Accra Oak, Kaliba Maka may not be starting. He was a natural D in the Accra Oak. Eric hasn't really played as a holding midfielder himself. So Linda and the other players have been forced to do some defensive duties. Not so bad, but generally, Linda's good play is when he's on the ball. He's very technical, like Zeze. He holds up the play very well, carries the ball from the first line of progression into the last areas where he can find those attackers and also attacks the box as a last-minute runner to find those attackers. So Linda has been very good for Accra, except that in a game like this against Protocol, you don't want to find Linda in areas where he has to do a lot of defensive duties.
Interesting. And speaking of people in that area of the pitch, Enoch Morrison, classic example of a youngster who's been in good form, yeah? Although his goal contribution has been lacking, like Linda as well, it's not that you would think, you look at his numbers and think he's not scoring, but the truth is that Linda has been hitting the bar a lot, the woodwork a lot this season. Maybe he's going to have better luck tomorrow. What about Enoch Morrison? Tell us about the youngster and his goal contribution, which has been lacking.
Brilliant. And I say brilliant because this is a player that I have had the opportunity for about 3 months to 4 months to see him and watch him train for that 4 months. I did something with him when he was at King Fire, and he's a top player. I always told the people who were with Scott that Morrison is a wonderful player. You just have to manage him well. Because, of course, just like every other person, he has some issues as well that you need to deal with. Now, under Zeze, he plays him from the right-hand side of the attacking. That's 4-4-2 that I told you about. Morrison likes attacking. If you know Morrison, you know that once he sees the ball on his right foot, he comes onto his left foot, and then he will want to find a shot or even play somebody to get the shot as well. For some reason, whilst he has been at protocol, he adds even more to the defense. in as much as he's not getting so much in terms of goals, he also adds to the defense as well. Maybe because now he's playing under strict instructions from Zerbo, and Kotoko is a bigger club, so he has been forced to do the right thing. He sits back, joins that 2 blocks of 4 anytime Kotoko are without the ball, and he helps the team a lot. But then Lennox Morrison's biggest attribute is the fact that he's a very good holder of the ball, casting onto his left foot. He's a very good dribbler. So if you have him in these areas of the pitch against Accra, definitely he's a threat to any defender at all.
Yeah, and then you spoke about Morrison. One thing we can't say is that maybe he's found his scoring boots, having netted against Bechem United recently. So Kotoko will hope that that is what the story will be tomorrow. Then there's Mohamed Al-Hassan. I mean, we've spoken about the experienced defender. He joined a few players who managed to, transfer between the two rivals. We can speak of some of the players of yesteryear that have played for both Hearts and Asante Kotoko and have not done well. But so far, he'll be playing for the first time in a Kotoko jersey against Hearts. There's no question about his quality, but playing against his former side could psychologically go anyway. Yes,
that is true. So intentionally engage a few Hearts of Folk fans that were around me, most especially our accountant here in Al-Abafet in Kumasi. He is a staunch Hearts of Folk fan, and I asked him that Al-Hassan is going to play against Hearts of Folk, and he, amongst other Hearts of Folk fans, feel like all of a sudden, since Mohamed Al-Hassan came to Kotoko, everybody's making it look like Mohamed Al-Hassan is the best defender in the field, but really he is not. There are issues with Mohamed Al-Hassan. They feel like he is 1 or 2 mistakes away from giving the game back to Accra to folks. So they would want to try and take the ball through Mohamed Al-Hassan because they think that he can make some mistakes. I mean, every defender can make a mistake, but you would want to give him all the credit. He's an experienced centre back. He has won the Ghana Premier League, gone through the WAFA system, Accra to folk and everything. He knows exactly what he needs to play in such big games. And then Mohamed Al-Hassan is going to be important for Kotoko. He is going to be one of the experienced guys in Kotoko who are going to calm the younger players and let them know when to go out and tap, when to sit back and give all of those instructions. So, yes, but the Hearts of Folk fan says, in as much as a former player, we think that he can cause a penalty, make some mistakes, and work.
All right, brilliant. Thank you so far. We are wrapping up on the players to look out for. Benjamin York has seen limited starting opportunities for Hearts, but, he scored 4 goals to make him the club's top scorer in the Ghana Premier League this season. Think he will first of all get a start, and what impact can he have?
Well, I think Benjamin York is one of those players that a lot of people like myself think that he should be able to start in a game like this, especially if you are not starting a certain Raj Seidu, and if you don't have the likes of a Spontane still in the starting lineup and all of that. So we want to get it from Bernard. But then Gary, if you are looking at a club like Accra, whose best, highest scorer this season is Benjamin York with 4 goals, that is definitely not good at all. And Benjamin York is not even your out-and-out goal-getter for a team like Accra. So it means that there are a lot of worries in there for Accra. And again, back to the first question you asked me, if you speak to most of the Accra fans in Kumasi and you ask them why they think that they can win, they mentioned the fact that if Okulu, who is going to be the substantive coach for us to focus on the bench, then he is going to play the experienced players, the players who have seen it all, and not the seemingly new players who don't know how to play against Kotoko. So they are hoping like the guys like Benjamin York will be in there. He's a player that if you leave him 1v1 from outside, he can cause a lot of havoc to your team. But I think Benjamin York's biggest attribute is the fact that he can shoot from all angles. He can shoot from 30 meters, 25 meters, 20 meters out, and almost every time it's on target. So if he's starting, then Kotoko should be on the lookout for a lot of the from outside of the box. So Hearts of Folk would love to get a goal from their top scorer now in the GPL, but then it's not good enough for a club to have 4 goals as the highest goals for this season. That's why.
All right, so that's where we'll bring our preview to an end from your side. Thank you very much. But quickly though, what do you make of the decision? Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about it. Let me just get your quick thoughts on the President's Cup being, put on the same day as the Ghana Premier League fixture between Asante Kotoko and Hearts. Some have said that if they look around the world, you will never see in Spain, in Italy, doing things like this. And some have said that is why it's Ghana. We are doing things that, we are finding Ghanaian solutions to Ghanaian problems. GACA have said that there's fixture congestion. And for them, they wouldn't find time otherwise to play the President's Cup, to have the president available and also to, get the two teams in such a manner. What do you reckon? And what has been the feedback from fans in Kumasi as well?
Sorry. I would have wished that for our President's Cup like this, we would have had a criteria where necessarily it shouldn't have been a Kotoko Heart every year.
Fair point. Fair point.
But then that's not the case. If Mr. Kudo Fiano, then Patrick Koto, and the other top guys at GACA feel that this is an opportunity for them to get both teams at this time, and they are pointing to reasons like fixture context. I don't think it's the appropriate thing to do. I think that it really GACA puts their feet on the ground and wants to organize this competition well, find even marketing reasons, even with the smaller teams, we can get this done. I mean, we've seen Okro United, and I think they changed United playing the FA Cup final at Cape Coast Stadium, and then it sold out. I mean, we saw the playoff of the Division 1 qualification to the Ghana Premier League just a few months ago. It also sold off at Cross Sports Stadium. So I just think that I personally do not think they're doing enough. A lot of the fans are supposed to also do that they are not doing it. But I mean, their reason is not something that you can just throw away. It also makes some sense that they think that maybe with a World Cup there's a lot of fixture congestion and you can't really get the president. But I think that goes down to the fact that maybe they've not organized, maybe they didn't plan well, maybe they didn't try to get it done at the right time. But generally, I mean, that's what we have now, like you said. Maybe they found a Ghanaian solution to a Ghanaian problem study.
All right. Fifi Manfred is with Love FM. Thank you very much for your time for that comprehensive preview of tomorrow's game as well. Yeah, join us from Kumasi on that one, even as we build up to the Ghana Premier League big game.
Joining us on lovely switch from Fabio Gama.
Joy 99.7 FM.
What a goal! Beautiful, awesome, magnificent.
Kevin Amankuna behind the ball. And that's a drive in there. That's Great Equalizer. Great Equalizer comes in for Tuate, the experienced forward formerly of Great Olympics. It was just coming from that free kick. And you can see the former goal king getting the goal.
Well defended by Drew, but Asante Kotoko very close. Moro!
Yeah. So there's Ghana Premier League fair. There's also action in England. Arsenal, of course, top of the league, but lots of eyes will be on Chelsea versus Leeds. Let's hear from Mr. Potter.
I tend to look at it in any way like that. I just tend to look at it, focus on the next match. We know the situation we're in, which is we need to improve the results we've had. That's my responsibility. They haven't been good enough. So that's all I focus on now. We understand the moment we're in, we understand where we are, so we need to improve.
Right, Newcastle versus Man City was billed as, the Nouveau Riche and the Nouveau Riche. But Nouveau Riche have just scored twice against Nouveau Riche. Manchester City have taken the 2-goal advantage. They've scored a second. It looks like a howler from the goalkeeper, was it? Yeah, he didn't clear the ball too convincingly. Went in there, Man City got the ball back, and then it looks like, was it Bernardo Silva who scored the goal? So 2-0 Man City. If it ends like this, and it's looking like it will, after 67 minutes, they'll be cutting the lead of Arsenal to 2 points. Arsenal themselves will be playing. Let's hear from Mikel Arteta and what he has to say about where they are and things like that.
I think we are here because we work how we work, and we have really good players, and we have an incredible connection with our people. So everything adds to the table, and we have to continue to that.
Arsenal will be in action as well. Klopp will be looking forward to a titanic game against Manchester United. Is it the best time to be facing United, though?
The League Cup final, which is a wonderful feeling, but then you realize you have no time to celebrate. You play pretty much a few days later, so you have to be ready again and again and again. That's nothing to do with us. How I said, they do really well this year, and they are where they are. They turned into a result machine. They squeeze results out. They have really good performances, top football, and if it's not going that well, they still get results. So that's why you are there. They are fully, everybody knows it, they're fully in the fight for winning the league.
So, Arsenal, Bournemouth, 3 p.m. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, same time. Brighton, West Ham, same time. Chelsea, Leeds, same time. Wolves, Spurs, same time. Southampton, Leicester will be at 5:30. We'll be ending the Joy Sports link. Thank you for your time as well. We will also bring you updates of that game later on our various programs, but do follow us on Twitter at Joy Sports GH, Facebook same. And tomorrow, United versus Liverpool will be live here on Joy 99.7 FM. Please join us on the Joy Sports Arena for live commentary at 4 p.m. I'm Gary Alsmith. It's been a pleasure sitting in for Nathaniel Ato, your regular host. Hopefully next week you join us again for some more. It's 2 o'clock and it's me signing out.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Match Experience Hospitality AG, the official hospitality partner for the 2022-23 Champions League, is inviting you to come experience world-class football. Featuring the world's best footballers, the bouquet of special hospitality packages promises thrilling experiences as you follow your favorite team right from the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League all the way to the finals in Istanbul, Turkey. Would Real Madrid win the Champions League for a record 15th time, or you fancy the Messi, Neymar and Mbappe triumvirate to triumph? Or would Pep Guardiola and the citizens end the Champions League hoodoo? It's all yours for the taking. Just call 055-155-1118 or 9 or email your inquiries to sales@matchesphospitality.com for details. Match tickets, inclusive official hospitality packages, are subject to availability, so book now. Match Experience Hospitality AG. Cheer like a boss.
1xBet. Easy betting, easy winnings. 1xBet, the most reliable service to make deposits easily with high odds and numerous bonuses on the spot. Register now at 1xBet.com.gh. Use promo code BESTODDSGH to get 300% bonus up to 3,445 Ghana cedis on your first deposit. Easy to use, easy to have a chance to win. 1xBet, reliable bookmaker. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Keep this frequency clear.
99.7.
I love this station.
Don't forget that you can see the best football stars live in Europe as the Champions League kicks off this February. Match Experience Hospitality AG is the exclusive hospitality rights holder of the 2022-23 Champions League, and they are making it possible with their hospitality packages, which come with match tickets, flight, and accommodation. Follow your favorite club as they progress through the stages all the way to the finals in Istanbul, that's in Turkey in June. Will Real Madrid win the Champions League for a record 15th time, or do you fancy the Messi, Neymar and Mbappe combination to win? Or will Pep Guardiola and the citizens and their Champions League hoodoo? And how far will the Pride of London Chelsea go in this year's tournament? Well, if you're interested in going there to find out, just call Match Experience Hospitality AG on the following two numbers: 055 155 1118 or 055 155 1119. And you can do that to reserve your booking or email your inquiries to sales@matchesphospitality.com. That's sales@matchesphospitality.com. Match tickets, inclusive official hospitality packages, are subject to availability, so book now. Match Experience Hospitality AG. Remember to cheer like a boss.
Ago, mi here nya wawa tu, kemba gana nyon, ye joy. Akwabo.
Miawezo.
Mama wana Akwabo.
Barka da zuwan watan kasan Ghana a nan gidan Radio Joy.
Obenim busumi eye Ghana busumi.
Miawezo va Ghana month jila Joy